doesn't necessarily stop the race, but it means the riders should slow down and not overtake. There is a hazard. So those are hopefully the only flags that we're going to see today. If the race is red flagged, all the riders will come back to the pits and it will be reformed. Depending on how many laps have been completed, I think it's if it's 60% or 70% of the race has been completed, they'll probably call it. And if it isn't, then they'll come back and reform to do the remaining laps. So we've got about 30 bikes taking part in our first race today. That's the biggest Formula 3 grid I've ever seen. All sorts of bikes, Yamahas, Suzukis, Ducatis, Hondas, Kawasaki's, KTM's, Aprilia's, all manner of bikes of all manner of different capacities and setups. And we'll see who's going to be. There's some standout names I recognise, but hey, you just never know. A day like today, there could be somebody shine that has never shone before, but there are some people here that I'm sure will be coming to the top of the heap pretty consistently. So Dennis Charlotte is somebody you can never underestimate. He's riding a Formula 3 bike and also a Formula 1 bike, I believe. Right, so Dave Fellows out in front with Bruce Telford close behind him. Johnny Lewis on the RS Aprilia. Heath Bottica, Kane Squire in fifth position, lap 1. So Dave Fellows, Bruce Telford, Johnny Lewis, Heath Bottica, Kane Squire, Bob Irvine, Richard Markham Barrett and Campbell Stevenson bringing up 8th. Simon Aldridge in 9th. So let's see how we get on. So no change at the top. It's still Dave Fellows out in front. Dave Fellows, Bruce Telford and Johnny Lewis, Heath Bottica and then Kane Squire in 5th. Keep an eye on bike number 1 in this category, Cormac Buchanan. For those of you that don't know Cormac Buchanan, he's a young Southlander from Invercargill, and he has been selected to go to Europe to race for the junior Red Bull rookies team coming up. And he's one of the bright lights, a youngster from Invercargill, and he's got a great opportunity to go and race on a European stage, which, geez, coming from Invercargill, that's quite an achievement. But he's got phenomenal natural racing talent. He was the New Zealand #1 champion last season, and thank you. And yeah, he's got a very bright future. So he's currently running the #1 plate, which indicates so yeah, Cormac Buchanan, who's running the #1. He was last year's champion and therefore entitled to the #1 plate. But yeah, definitely keep an eye open for him. He's, I'm expecting great things from Cormac Buchanan. So it's still Dave Fellows out in front, Johnny Lewis up to 2nd, Bruce Telford in 3rd, Heath Boddicker in 4th, Kane Squire in 5th, and Richard Markham Barrett in 5th. Lap 4, Dave Fellows out in front with Johnny Lewis close behind, and Bruce Telford in 3rd. So next time round they'll see the white flag. Our thanks to Hendricks and Daughter Sandblasting Company for their support of Formula 3 today. Thank you, we really appreciate your support. So Hendricks blasting out on the road to Kaiapoi, just outside of Christchurch. Sandblasting and metal preparation of almost anything you could name. And proud sponsors of Formula 3 today. So here we go, lap 4. So Dave Fellows coming onto the main straight for the last time, with Johnny Lewis right behind him and Dylan Telford in third. So it's going to be a race win. It is a race win for Dave Fellows. Johnny Lewis in second, Bruce Telford in third. So that is a 1, 2, 3 for Aprilia, the Aprilia RSV 660s. A great win there for Dave Fellows on the Aprilia. Dave has only been racing for 3 years, and he's obviously learned quite fast. The irony is that he started at nearly age 40, and he was given a lot of help by Dylan Telford. And it's Dylan Telford's, I think it's Dylan Telford's father who he's just beaten. Bruce was in third spot. So, yeah, good work by Dave Fellows in on the Aprilia. So, next up is the 300s and 250s. So the 300 Supersport and the 250s. And they're just forming up on the dummy grid now. So I can't see any issues. All the marshals look to be in place. I can see no reason for delay, so we should be onto it reasonably soon. So I'd like to say a warm welcome to all our overseas visitors and people from all over the country that are watching on